Charlize Theron's journey to becoming one of the most powerful and respected figures in Hollywood is a story not just of talent, but of grit, resilience, and reinvention. Born on August 7, 1975, in Benoni, a modest town near Johannesburg, South Africa, her path to stardom was anything but conventional. What makes her story compelling is not only the fame she attained, but the obstacles she overcame, and the unwavering strength she's displayed in her private and public life alike. Raised as the only child of Gerda and Charles Theron on a farm, Charlize experienced a mix of rural simplicity and personal hardship. Her early years were filled with outdoor adventures, animals, and the vast open spaces of the South African countryside. But life at home was far from idyllic. Her father was an alcoholic, and the environment was often volatile. At just 15 years old, Charlize witnessed a life-altering incident when her mother, acting in self-defense, shot and killed her abusive husband. The incident, while legally deemed justifiable, left emotional scars. Charlize rarely spoke of it publicly until years later, revealing how it shaped her understanding of strength, trauma, and survival. As a teenager, Charlize threw herself into ballet, eventually attending the National School of the Arts in Johannesburg. Her mother, recognizing her daughter's passion and potential, took her to Europe at the age of 16, after Charlize won a modeling contest. This opened doors to international modeling gigs, but Charlize's heart remained tied to performance, not the catwalk. She moved to New York to study at the Joffrey Ballet School, but a knee injury dashed her hopes of a professional dancing career. It was a crushing blow, yet another dream lost. Rather than returning to South Africa, Charlize took a leap of faith and moved to Los Angeles. She was just 19 with no connections, no acting experience, and a thick Afrikaans accent. Her early days in LA were filled with struggle. She lived in a tiny apartment and barely scraped by. A pivotal moment came when she had a dramatic outburst in a bank after being unable to cash a check from her mother. That scene caught the attention of a Hollywood talent agent in line, who gave her his card and offered to help. From that moment, Charlize began her climb through the Hollywood ranks. Her first few roles came quickly bit parts in B-movies and direct-to-video releases. But her breakthrough came with 2 Days in the Valley, 1996, where she played a seductive hitwoman. Her striking looks and screen presence got her noticed, and she was soon cast in The Devil's Advocate, 1997, holding her own opposite Al Pacino and Keanu Reeves. Though these roles showcased her beauty, Charlize felt boxed in by typecasting. She was determined to prove that she could do more than play eye candy. The turning point came in 2003, when she starred in Monster, a biographical crime drama about serial killer Aileen Wuornos. Charlize underwent a complete transformation, gaining weight, shaving her eyebrows, and wearing prosthetic teeth. But more importantly, she delivered a performance of raw emotional depth. Her portrayal earned her the Academy Award for Best Actress, a Golden Globe, and a Screen Actors Guild Award. She became the first South African to win an Oscar in a major acting category. Monster changed her life. Hollywood could no longer dismiss her as a pretty face. Charlize had proven herself a fearless actress willing to take risks. She used her newfound clout to launch Denver and Delilah Productions, a company she named after her dogs. Through it, she began producing films that featured strong female characters, tackled difficult subject matter, and gave voices to stories often overlooked by the mainstream. In the years following Monster, Theron turned in a series of acclaimed performances. In North Country, 2005, she portrayed a minor who sues her employer for sexual harassment, earning her a second Oscar nomination. In Young Adult, 2011, she played a narcissistic, emotionally stunted writer returning to her hometown, a brutally honest performance that showcased her willingness to embrace unlikable, complex characters. Tully, 2018, her third collaboration with writer Diablo Cody and director Jason Reitman, explored the realities of motherhood and mental health with heartbreaking honesty. Theron's evolution into an action star added yet another layer to her dynamic career. She broke gender stereotypes with her portrayal of Imperator Furiosa in Mad Max, Fury Road, 2015, a role originally written for a male character. Furiosa was fierce, independent, and emotionally resonant, an anti-hero who quickly became a feminist icon. The film was a global success and earned 10 Academy Award nominations, winning 6. Her action career continued with Atomic Blonde, 2017, where she performed her own stunts and fight sequences, often drawing comparisons to male action icons like Jason Bourne and John Wick. She later joined the Fast and Furious franchise as the cyber-terrorist Cypher, proving that age, gender, and glamour had no bearing on her ability to dominate a blockbuster. Despite her fame, Charlize has maintained a relatively low-key personal life. She has adopted two daughters, Jackson in 2012 and August in 2015, and has spoken openly about raising Jackson, who is transgender. She's fiercely protective of her children and rarely shares details about them, preferring to raise them away from the pressures of Hollywood. Her decision to adopt, she has said, stems from both a deep desire to be a mother and a belief in creating a loving home for children who need one. Theron's activism and philanthropy reflect her deep commitment to social justice. Through the Charlize Theron Africa Outreach Project, CTAOP, she's worked to empower young people in Africa, focusing on HIV prevention, sexual health education, and community support. Her work has earned her recognition from the United Nations and other humanitarian organizations. She has also used her platform to advocate for women in film. As one of the few actresses who transitioned successfully into producing, she's pushed for gender parity behind the scenes and spoken out about the Hollywood pay gap. In 2016, she publicly demanded equal pay for her role in The Huntsman, Winter's War, refusing to be paid less than her male co-star Chris Hemsworth. Her stance contributed to a larger industry conversation about equity and transparency. Theron's political activism has extended to LGBTQ+ rights, anti-domestic violence initiatives, and gun control, never one to shy away from controversy. She's often expressed her opinions clearly and powerfully, even when they might alienate certain fans or collaborators. Her outspokenness has earned her both respect and criticism, but she remains steadfast in her beliefs. In 2019, she portrayed journalist Megyn Kelly in Bombshell, a film that tackled the sexual harassment scandal at Fox News. Once again, she underwent a dramatic transformation, aided by prosthetics and voice training. Her performance earned her a third Oscar nomination and further solidified her reputation as one of the most fearless actresses working today. In interviews, Charlize is often candid, funny, and disarmingly self-aware. She acknowledges her privilege while never denying her struggles. She talks openly about therapy, single motherhood, and the challenges of aging in an industry obsessed with youth. Her honesty makes her not just relatable, but deeply human. Theron's influence has extended into the streaming era as well. She starred in Netflix's The Old Guard, 2020, which became one of the platform's most-watched original films. The movie blended action, immortality, and moral conflict, and Theron's performance brought gravity and depth to a genre often defined by spectacle. The film's success led to plans for a sequel, ensuring her continued relevance in an ever-changing industry. In recent years, Charlize has also explored comedy with appearances in films like Long Shot, 2019, where she played a presidential candidate opposite Seth Rogen. The film received critical acclaim, with many praising Theron's comedic timing and chemistry. Her ability to move seamlessly between drama, action, and comedy is a rare gift, and one that continues to set her apart. As of 2024, Charlize Theron stands not only as one of the most talented actresses of her generation, but as a producer, activist, and trailblazer who has helped reshape Hollywood's view of what a woman can be on screen and behind the camera. Her films are studied in acting classes, her advocacy is felt around the globe, and her story continues to inspire millions. Looking ahead, Charlize shows no signs of slowing down. With new projects in development through her production company, ongoing activism in Africa and beyond, and a growing legacy in action cinema, she remains a formidable figure in entertainment. She's not just an actress, she's a movement. In a career spanning more than 3 decades, Charlize Theron has redefined the rules time and time again. She's lived through personal tragedy, navigated an unforgiving industry, and emerged not only successful but stronger, more empowered and fiercely independent. Her story is not just about talent, it's about rising after every fall, choosing truth over comfort, and using fame not as a shield, but as a sword for justice and change. Charlize Theron is more than a movie star, she is a force.